Alright, so I believe we are 2 weeks into the cut right now, weighing 86 kilograms, with the pounds right here. Getting pretty damn lean already. Alright, so good morning guys, it is the 6th of April today. I'm about to make my breakfast right now. Alright, so I quickly want to address nutrient timing. Now, as some of you guys may or may not know, I do a kind of intermittent fasting. Whenever I have an internship, starting from the morning to the evening, I pretty much fast until the moment that I get home, which is like around 1 or 2 p.m. And that means that I'm pretty much in a fasted state. All I have in the day, up to the point that I have my first meal of the day, is coffee and water, and that's pretty much it. Now, this doesn't really have any direct impact on your fat loss. The only thing that it's convenient for is you get to eat more big meals throughout the day, and you only have to have the feeling of hunger when you're fasting. You have bigger meals, you'll feel more full, you have more carbs that you can hit before the gym and after the gym. So in my opinion, and in my case, it's pretty convenient. I don't really like to have like 6 small meals spread throughout the day in order to hit my macros. No, I like to have big meals, 3 meals per day, which make me more full and makes the deficit a bit more sustainable for me. So that's why I do intermittent fasting. And you have to understand that this is all personal preference. Intermittent fasting is not for everyone. Not everyone can go 16 or 17 hours without eating. I personally just like it, and that's why I do it. Alright, so I'm just finished uploading a video and I'm having my second meal of the day, which is a container of quark with 125 grams of blueberries. And on top of that, I'm eating 2 pieces of this high protein chocolate by My Protein. Now, this high protein chocolate came in with my order of my whey and my creatine and all that jazz. And it's tasting pretty good, and it's pretty high protein. I believe the macros are for a whole bar, which is 70 grams. It's 24 grams of fat, 18 grams of carbs and 19 grams of protein, which is pretty high actually. Alright peeps, time for another commentary. Now this time I'm going to guide you guys through one of my upper body workouts. Now this upper body workout was quite different than usual. As you're seeing right here, my buddy Ching and I decided to try out this new gym that opened up in our town. Now this was the first time ever that we were able to access dumbbells higher than 40 kgs or 88 pounds. Now this gym goes up to 50 kg dumbbells, which are the all famous 110 pound dumbbells, which you always see the American fitness YouTubers use. So we decided to give the 110s a spin, and to my surprise, I was able to knock out sets of 6 to 7. Now Ching was able to do an easy 7, but if you've been following the channel for a bit longer, you'd already know he's stronger than me. Now some tips for the flat dumbbell press are: retract and depress your scapula before you lay down on the bench, because if you lay down first, you won't be able to correct your positioning, and that will make you prone to mess up your shoulder in the long run. Now I prefer to lay down with both of the dumbbells instead of kicking them up with my knees one at a time. Now this kind of goes hand in hand with staying tight in position when you lay down on the bench. Now when you're done with a set, don't drop the dumbbells, but keep them in the air and let the dumbbells travel to your knees and stand up with them, as you can see me doing in the video. Now if you decide to drop the dumbbells while laying flat on the bench, that's perfectly fine, but just keep in mind that you have a really big chance of messing up your shoulders. Alright, then we moved on to the hammer strength lat pull down, and I have to tell you, this gym has one of the most sickening lighting I have ever seen. Alright, now for this exercise, I always find that when I flex my abs when pulling, I can better stimulate my lats and keep the contraction better. Alright, now focus on contracting the lats and slowly stretching them out. And then we moved on to the incline dumbbell press. Now normally I would focus on having one barbell movement and one dumbbell movement, but this workout we kind of winged it and went for double dumbbell basically. Now for the incline dumbbell press, focus on the exact same as the flat dumbbell press. Retract and depress your scapula before you lay down on the bench. Control the weight on both the concentric and eccentric motion of the movement, and let the weights travel to your knees when you're done wrapping it out. The low row is my favorite trap and lat focused exercise. Now if you want to hit more of your trapezius, which is the back muscle right in the middle of your back, focus on protracting your scapula at the end of the movement and then retracting when you pull the weight back. Kind of like imagining that there's a pencil in the middle of your back that you want to squeeze in there. You'll notice that you feel more in the mid back instead of your lats. Alright, then we did the Bayesian cable flies. Now you don't necessarily have to perform it this way, but I personally feel a better contraction on my chest and less fuss on my shoulders. Now focus on squeezing the muscle at the top and fully stretching your chest out at the bottom of the movement, which you should do with basically every chest movement. Alright, now face pulls are, in my opinion, one of the best rear delt exercises, which also are correlated to keeping your shoulders healthy. Now imagine putting the cables toward your field of view, or slightly higher perhaps, and try to emulate doing a back double bicep pose. Now this makes it so that you perform external rotation of the shoulder joint, which will, in the long run, be responsible for injury prevention when doing push exercises such as the bench press, incline dumbbell press, and so forth. Alright, now side raises are by far my favorite exercise to get them capped off wide ass delts. Alright, now focus on lifting the weights to your side, so not in front or towards the back side of your body, but simply straight to the side. Now this will keep the anterior and posterior delt out of the equation and lets you simply isolate the side delt, which is what you probably want. Don't go above 90 degrees to prevent trap activation, and bam, you got yourself some 3D delt action. Alright, lastly we did some arms. Now, what I like to do for arms are supersets. Not for any specific muscle building effect or anything, but simply for saving time in the gym. Now since the biceps and triceps are antagonists of each other, they are perfectly trainable in supersets without getting fatigued too fast. Alright, so I started off with cable tricep pushdowns, since these feel better on my elbows personally rather than dumbbell or barbell exercises. I believe I knocked out 3 or 4 sets of 15 reps and then went directly to supinated bicep curls. Now it's convenient since supersets, like I said, save time, and you get an insane arm pump, which is also very, very, very beneficial. Alright, so time for another cutting tip. For those again who are always hungry and have a lot of cravings, not necessarily for any tasty food or junk food, but basically just being hungry on its own, I really recommend you guys to try out mixed frozen berries. Now, this is a container of 250 grams, which comes down to about, I believe, 15 up to 20 carbs, but you get a lot of volume and it really fills you up because of the fiber content. Now what I typically do on my cuts whenever I get the hunger feeling that most of you guys get when you are cutting, I just basically stock up on some mixed frozen berries and just snack on it. It fills you up and you get a lot of vitamins and minerals for the amount of calories that you're getting in, which is not that much. And of course, it's tasty, guys. Top it off with some quark. Alright, and that is the end of the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for so much more content coming really soon. I'm out, guys, and peace out.